NZXT Kraken X53 opinion. As we have seen, this Kraken X53 does not bring great upheavals compared to the Kraken X2. The radiator does not evolve and remains relatively boat. A rectangular model would have caused more sensation in our opinion. Or at the very least, it would have been better to hide the visible rivets. The same goes for the pump, which always displays this infinite effect, which is always as attractive. Note however that NZXT remained on a thickness of 30 mm, which can be a good point for performance as you will see. However, the biggest novelty of this kit concerns the orientation of the top of the pump. This saves precious inches of pipe under certain conditions. Indeed, we can orient the tubes as we see fit without worrying about the meaning of the NZXT logo. If we add to this fact that the pipes are long, we arrive at an AIO which will fit without problem in a large housing. More generally, the manufacturer does not yield to hook mounting for AMD sockets. We then find a system with 4 screws much more interesting in our opinion. The latter having the advantage of better distributing the pressure of the water block on the CPU. Especially since it does not take longer to be implemented and we can do without tools for the installation of the pump. RGB and fans. Small disappointment on the side of the fans since this new generation loses the management of ventilation from the pump. With the Kraken X52, we had 2 female fan sockets supplied to manage the fans from the AIO. All this was practical since we saved fan sockets on the motherboard while taking advantage of cam management. This functionality is reserved for Kraken Z3, the range above. The RGB lighting fulfills its purpose well and brings a little cheerfulness to a fairly dreary hole. Although the brand evokes brighter lighting thanks to larger circular diodes, in fact, we did not see any differences. Finally, the CAM software will allow you to configure your kit as desired and even go a little further. The fans remain without lighting, probably for a cost logic. However, if you buy Air RGB, you can manage their lighting via the pump. In summary, the RGB of the fans is not provided but it is planned. Good performance. In terms of performance, this Kraken X53 is doing very well. As we have seen, it offers temperatures of the same level as the H100i and even allows you to tickle the AIO in 360 mm. On the other hand, the more the consumption of the CPU increases, the more the temperatures approach the Kia Corsair in 240 mm. That said, its noise level seems to be under control, although present at full throttle. As we have seen, by combining noise and temperatures, the kit is formidable. It offers a more interesting positioning than the H100i RGB Platinum from Corsair, as efficient or even more, for less noise. It is dangerously close to the Region 360 from Asus. In short, a good model, which will offer significant performance in a small footprint. The bill. Announced at €129.90, this Kraken X53 is in the average price range of AIOs in 240 mm. The pricing placement does not seem excessive to us, especially since it is cheaper than the X52 it replaces. However, it also loses functionality. Afterwards, will this price be followed by our French resellers? That's another story. However, if the RGB comes before the rest, in this case, other models will certainly be more interesting. We think of the Flowring series by Thermaltake for example. Will of the design of the pump that still flatters the retina as much. Updating the Ace Tech pump. The screw installation still present. The possible orientation of the pump logo allowing to gain length on the pipes. CAM software which allows you to configure your kit as desired. The radiator in 30 mm thickness. 40 cm pipes that allow installation in large enclosures. RGB management if you buy adequate fans. Its very good temperature, noise ratio. And its very good performance, size ratio. Its falling price. We would have liked. No more seeing the rivets on the radiator. Keep the ventilation management by the kit pump. More marked aesthetic changes compared to the old series, RGB fans? The Kraken X53 has excellent performance, very good noise ratio, especially for a 240mm, thank you for the thick radiator and the new pump. It wins a larger and steerable logo and a lower price compared to the previous generation. Unfortunately, the management of the fans on the pump has lost and the fans remain without lighting. In spite of everything, we believe that it is a key reference in its segment. If you are not interested in RGB fans, go for it.